It impacts the community majorly. I mean, look at this beautiful garden.
When they make that turn on St. Paul's Place and they come down, they're always smiling. And then when we tell them everything that we're growing here with the children, it's magnificent.
Just the visual of it, it shines, it brings more light into your day, I would say. You walk by the school and you see all of this color and you see, it gives you a better heightened state of satisfaction. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful.
Giving us an opportunity to know that that we can do it. They've also given us an opportunity to be a role model of good eating habits and stuff like that. So yes, they are definitely a big role model now for us when it comes to health. I'm from West Africa, Guinea. My name is Sekou Bruma, and I lived in this community for 15 years since I was 14 years old.
You learn more how to be able to plant your own food with engaging with Mr. and Mrs. Ritz. So it's just the opportunity, endless. My name is Naomi Moore. I'm the parent of Aaron Moore, and I am so happy to be here today.
Since we started funding Green Bronx Machine, I was able to kind of walk them through that partnership and grow that partnership through the years, which has been amazing. And amazing growth has happened in the last 5 years. And if you see the before and after photos, it's amazing what these students have done, what Stephen Ritz has done, and what Green Bronx Machine is doing for the Claremont Village community. And I applaud Stephen for that, and I just wish him much success and growth. I mean, it has an impact for the community. It has an impact for the students. They're learning about, the different greenery. They're learning about eating healthier. They're learning about sustainability and clean energy, and all of that kind of ties in together to a more sustainable New York. So we definitely applaud him for that.
First time for me to be in the Bronx today. Just absolutely amazed by the experience, seeing just the joy of the kids and the relationship between Steve and the kids. Very, very excited to be here today and to experience it all. So amazed by his desire and ability to scale up, while at the same time to continue to be extraordinarily rooted in the Bronx where it all started.
When I see children in this garden, it makes me feel exuberant to think that we can change health outcomes, to create a safe space, a sacred space, and a place where children can play and learn and explore and be themselves. This is why we do the work. I do the work because it has to be done. I do the work because I fight. I do the work because the degree to which we resist any injustice is a degree to which we are all free. And I do the work because if not me, who? And if not now, when? I'll do it and keep doing it until it is done. So be prepared. I am relentless.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is always a great pleasure and privilege to be here at CS 55. And this is truly what we want to build in the Bronx. A healthier Bronx, a more stable Bronx for our children and our families. And there's no greater way to invest in our future than investing in our children. And that is what Green Bronx Machine has done and continues to do, not just here in the Bronx, but across the country. And I have watched this place blossom to what it is today. I've talked to so many students about how they're growing their own fruits and vegetables, how they're now taking those practices into their homes, and they're talking with their parents and siblings and classmates. That is what has happened here at 55.
Stephen is working with Chef Marion, one of our global teaching kitchen chefs working at Google. Marion is an amazing chef who loves to teach. She teaches Googlers at work, and she now teaches actually kids in the Bronx as well, because she got touched by, I would call, the Stephen bug. He touched her, she became involved, she loves what she does. And I think it's another example of what Stephen is building, brings so many individuals and organizations together.
I was introduced to him to do a little campaign called Go Green with Your Food, and I guess we just grew green with our friendship too. So it's been years and I can't get enough of him and the kids. Working with Stephen Ritz is probably the single greatest experience anyone could ever have, because he has this dynamic personality. He has this zest for life, children, for the planet. The children respond to this type of work and atmosphere like it's Christmas morning. I think it's something new, it's fresh, it's exciting, and it's different. And they experience food for the first time, the tastes and the textures, and learn how it grows. And these are things that we all take for granted. And it's, sort of like Stephen's Santa Claus.
And we've shown time and time again in research that touching, feeling, tasting, activity, mind and heart together really has an impact. Connecting food to kids at the earliest of ages, and we've done research around this, is so critical. And that early connection helps them to have a different relationship with food that you just can't, push or teach. It has to be hands-on learning.
Today is special because my baby finally had a voice to speak for his community, and it's a proud moment. It's a fulfilling moment for a mom to see that yes, he attends the school, and yes, he's involved, but to have a voice to speak on behalf of everyone in the community, it's a big deal. It changes your perspective. It feels great. It absolutely feels great because he worked hard. He worked diligently, and he was persistent, and he cared about what he did, and that made me care even more.
It's so moving, also as a mother of 2 elementary school children, to be able to see what these kids are exposed to. And certainly people come from many different mornings to get into this door. And sometimes that means, they come from families where they don't have to worry about food. But I know for a lot of kids in this school, life is hard. And to be able to come in and feel loved and so appreciated, and have the opportunities that will set their path forward in a healthy, loved way is something that I'm really blown away by. And Stephen and the Green Bronx Machine makes that possible.
So the mayor and the school's chancellor just released a roadmap for food education. And I think it's so aligned with what the Green Bronx Machine is doing as well.
The roadmap makes it very clear that food education is central to children's success. And whether that is a 3-year-old coming into a 3-for-all program or a graduating senior, learning about food education is so important. And what I love is seeing, through the videos, through obviously all of the kids here today, there's a lot of different ages, and there is no one lesson, right? We're talking about cooking skills and culinary skills. We're talking about learning where food is coming from. The role of food in this community is so important as well. And kids learn all of those different aspects, and that's all food education. So I think it's important to interest kids in different ways.
I think 3 of the goals of the roadmap are for students to build knowledge and habits about healthy eating and wellness. Students have access to and consume healthy or healthier food in schools that meet their needs. And then the community to have the knowledge and the resources to be advocates for healthy habits and wellness. And when I think about them, what Steve is doing with the Green Bronx Machine, it is such a great example of how with one solution you can achieve those 3 goals.
My role is to plant the seeds and then put the plants inside of the tower. This room is different than any other room in the school because none of the classrooms in this school has kitchens and plants, and it's really big. I like growing plants because it's like when you're a human, except it's plants and you're helping it grow. In my opinion, this is the best place in the Bronx because every time when I come here, I feel safe and it's lots of fun. You get to learn about different things, but in a fun way. My name is Fatumata Chirali. I'm 9 years old.
So it's so important to have an opportunity like this in this particular community and any others that are like this because of the children. And you know, I mean, it's so cliche to say children are our future, but they really are. And they're not exposed, at least in this particular area, they're not exposed to what other children are exposed to, especially those who live in the suburbs. So I think what Stephen tried to do here was bring a little bit of that into the city and have these kids learn about fresh food. I know that we have reached them and we've touched their lives in such a way that they're going to talk about it when they go home.
Can you imagine if every school had a classroom like this? My mom and my dad have worked really hard to build a curriculum that is strong and hits all topic areas. They've worked really hard to demonstrate what's possible inside of a classroom and outside in school gardens and community gardens. And my parents saw that and they say, well, we've got kids in our classroom. How do we get them to care? How do we meet them where they are, which is here in a school building? And how do we help them take the life skills outside of their classroom environment and bring it home? And so once you change one student, you change a household, you change a neighborhood, you change a community, you change your world.
When I think of Green Bronx Machine, the thing I think of is just family, ultimately. It's like having a bigger family when your family, your real family, is not around. That's what I think of. I love it so much. So whenever I would come to school, it would be like a sanctuary for me outside of the streets. And it made me happy that I was safe in a way. My name is Marilee Jimenez and I am in 7th grade. I'm 13 years old now.
I go around the world and have people who reach out because of what they see that we've been doing. I text Mayor Jones in St. Louis while we were in here.
I'm gonna be there in 3 weeks.
Who just literally was like, you know, what you all have done has changed things. What they have done is transform how kids think about how you eat, how you operate, how you think in this community. During COVID, when a lot of people gave up on the Bronx, literally daily, they would be going out to make sure that our kids ate.
No one kid is the same. And what food education can do is afford kids and provide kids with an opportunity to learn about so many different things, all through something that we're connected to, and that's food. Clearly, it's important not just in a particular classroom, in a particular school, but it can and is replicated across the world. Something that is happening in this neighborhood in the Bronx can absolutely go to more neighborhoods in the Bronx, more neighborhoods in New York City, the US, and certainly continue to amplify its space globally.
The Green Bronx Machine should be replicated in every school around the world. It is effective, it's fun, it's challenging, it's delicious.
I would love to see the Green Bronx Machine in every single school in the United States and around the world.
When I look at these young students, I see the future, I see hope, I see promise, I see potential, and we have to invest in them. We have to make sure that they know that no matter what happens, where they live in the Bronx, you can be the very best.
What I'm most proud of is happy, healthy children, high-performing schools, parents that know where their children are and love what they are doing, and children who are aspiring to a better, brighter future. What I'm proud of is the way we are redefining what is possible in the Bronx and creating a model that puts unity back in community and shows what is possible.
You can stand here like I am as the Bronx Borough President. You can be the next Stephen Rick. You can do it all. The possibilities are endless. We just want you to see the world and see all of your dreams. And through our work, ladies and gentlemen, they will realize their dreams. So I just want to say thank you for your love and your passion. You are one of a kind. You and Lisette, you both are an amazing duo that loves our children.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
But I know that they have done this work because I was out in the streets during the pandemic. I was picking up those boxes of apples and oranges. When I rolled up at Webster Morrisania, 1285, Washington, with Miss Gwen Primans, they were there. When I rolled up to Morris houses, they were there. We rolled up to Patterson, they were there. Because guess what? Our families needed this food. They needed survival because they felt like no one cared.
We need you to keep supporting what Steve and Lizette are doing, because it's not just about what we do here in the Bronx. There are places around the country, around the world that see what's happening here, they see what's possible.
I have high hopes for Stephen and his organization for the next couple of years. And that can be literally anywhere around the world, because the model in itself is actually agnostic to what vegetables are being enjoyed by different communities around the world.
What I want the world to know about the Green Bronx Machine is that Mr. Ritz inspires us and he helps us. I think it's important that kids learn how to grow vegetables and stuff, because in their future maybe they wanted to be like Mr. Ritz and have a classroom and teach other kids how to plant, so those kids can pass it on to another school. I like being here. I never want to leave this room. My name is Labella McMillan. I am 9 years old.
This classroom multiplied by 1,000 even. New York City Public Schools are 1,100 public school buildings in the city alone. We see schools as community hubs to address food, to address intergenerational programming, to address family and work development and work skills.
Sometimes it's just a little bit of love that, every child can use. But it is certainly a lot of love that whether it's the Gardens of Green Bronx Machine, we've been embraced. I don't remember really life before this, and I love being here. We're not thinking about retiring. I mean, this is our happy place with these children. And it's proof that they come back and they say hello and they want to know where we're at. As long as we can still breathe and walk, we'll continue to do it.
It opens that door to allowing them to have a better and different visual of what can be accessed, how it can be accessed, healthy food, health is wealth. So healthy food leads to healthier ways of living, better ways of living, spiritually, mentally, physically.
We are coming, we're catching up. It's not how you start, it's how you end. So we might not start as health or as a productive community, but I could tell you from my work as a leader in the community, as a parent coordinator, our community is really, really coming, together, to really, move on forward when it comes to health. And I'm very happy that, Green Bronx Machine is inside here. They could have been in any schools in New York City, but they choose to be in our school, in my school.
And we'd like to see the Green Bronx Machine grow and then expand those programmings to public housing and other centers, senior centers, where everybody can take advantage of the connection that food has to the mind, heart, and soul.
I hope that the Green Bronx Machine model is going to scale in the US and in all countries around the world where there is this passion for and desire to get kids more involved in food and to get kids to enjoy healthier food.
What inspires me the most is simply these children in this community and the amount of love that Lizette and I have been able to receive daily. The legacy is not what we leave for people, but what they leave in all of us. The community has responded with so much love. It's infectious, it's contagious. This is an absolute Bronx love affair. Si se puede. What I'm most proud of is helping children find their voice, find their lane, and helping them to thrive in life, to leave this world a little better than I found it. To be able to do what I love for those who need it most is both a blessing and a privilege, and I am truly honored. And it's my hope that it becomes our collective intention for everyone as we go forward in this community.